Welcome back to RP and AI Masterclass. In this class, you are going to learn where you can apply NLP. So typically in this session, you will learn what are the typical NLP applications and where can you apply language, classification, sentiment analysis, aspect, urgency, intent, entity, context and the keywords. You will understand this business application. So let's get started. Let's think about a moment the language translation where you can apply. So language translation is typically being applied into the contact center or customer care where the customer agents are either facing the different region customers or they are walking into multi language geography locations. So let's take this example. In this case, customer sends an email to the customer care in German. Now what happens when the agent receives an email in German, he has only two choices. Number one, either he can translate and route the ticket to the respective agent who knows German, who can handle, or maybe he can directly route the ticket to the respective geography where German agents are sitting over there. So in case you are coming across any such kind of situation where it comes to language translation or it comes to detecting the language and translating into a specific language, language translation will be a good component to apply over there. Let's move forward. The classification. As we learned, classification is the process of labeling or categorizing the email, text or any kind of news or any kind of thing in order to make sure that it's putting into the right category. So let's understand. Once let's say you receive one customer review, it's been a very bad experience with XYZ company customer care, they are rude, do not understand the problem and keep routing the calls without setting the context. So NLP can categorize as customer care. Let's understand the other example. The IT help desk receives a ticket and saying that can't log into the computer, says computer is locked. So that will be marked as help desk. That will be categorized or classified as a help desk ticket and the ticket will be directly routed to the help desk people. Number 3, let's sit here. From Amazon received this customer care. My product was supposed to be delivered yesterday but could not deliver. Look into this ASAP. This is a typical shipment problem and the moment it is classified, directly the ticket will be transferred to the shipment department. Number 4, let's say what happens into the organization, into HR or finance. My travel expenses dated 24/0 has been credited through, it's been approved since last 15 days, please help. So this is a typical reimbursement problem. The ticket should be directly go to finance. So classification helps to categorize and classify and route the ticket or assign the ticket to the right person or maybe put into the right bucket. That's how the classification helps. Let's move to the next component, sentiment analysis. As we learned, sentiment analysis is the process of understanding the polarity from the text or understanding the customer opinion, customer feedback, what's their sentiment, it's a positive or negative, and what's their emotion, they are angry, happy, annoyed or etc. So let's understand here. This is what talking about the hotel and the customer is pretty much happy. So automatically NLP has tagged as a positive sentiment with 95% of the accuracy. Another example, a great and easy tool for collaborating with Faraway International. So this is somebody wrote the feedback and it's pretty much positive. But look at here. I love Slack UX, but I wish the pricing was more accessible to small startup. So it's a negative feedback and it has tagged as negative. Yeah. Okay. So now let's move forward. Next is sentiment aspect analysis. If you look at here the sentiment analysis, it talks about positive or negative, but it doesn't talk about what is the aspect, what is the context behind this positive or negative. So that process is called sentiment aspect analysis. Look at the same example once again. The hotel example, it's a positive 95%, but the customer is talking about the amenities. So this will help the hoteler to understand what customer is admiring. The other example, this tool example, it's a positive and it's talking about ease of use. So it's a great aspect, it's a great interesting feedback or aspect to understand where to improve. If you look at it, the third example from the same sentiment analysis, it's talking the negative, but it's talking about the pricing. The pricing is not good. This will give enough actionable insight for the organization to analyze and understand what customers are talking about. Let's move forward. The urgency detection. Urgency detection is the process of understanding the urgency. How urgent is this specific text or the intent? So if you look at here, the IT help desk got this ticket saying that my mailbox is hanged. Even after restarting the machine, it's not coming up. Please take a look immediately. It means it's an urgent ticket. This will help to prioritize and assign the ticket immediately to the person to take into look. So urgency detection, it really helps. Now you look at the other examples. Somebody is just asking for the information that what is the right deal. It's not urgent. It can be classified, it can be tagged as a normal ticket. The third example, some gentleman is saying, I have ordered Christmas gift that was supposed to delivered yesterday, but today it's showing delayed by 2 days. I am frustrated. Please arrange the delivery ASAP. It's a typical shipment problem, and that has to take a look immediately, otherwise it will impact the customer experience. Last but not the least, somebody is raising a service request to allocate a virtual machine for development environment. It's a medium. It's not so urgent, it's not normal, but it's a medium. The urgency detection helps the customer care or organization to give a priority and assign to the respective technician so that the people can immediately take the action. Let's move forward. Now the next component is called intent detection. So intent detection is the process of understanding what is the intent behind this text or maybe large blob. So for example, if you look at here, somebody is saying, I'm a photographer, work with a significant amount of raw files. What kind of storage do you offer? It's a lifetime membership. So the intent is interest. This photographer is interested to buy the photographer. Other one, I want to book a flight from New York to Las Vegas, but my card has been declined. So it's a flight booking intent. Somebody wanted to book the flight. Number 3 is inquiry. I am looking for 100 Dell laptop by tomorrow. Let me know the availability. So typically the intent is, this is an inquiry. Okay, so before I move forward, so intent detection is the process of understanding what's the objective of the customer, why somebody is interacting with my system, what he wanted to do. So in case the sales or in case the flight booking, easily this will help the customer care or agents to directly act on this particular the query or this particular inquiry. Yeah, let's move forward. Entity extraction is the process of extracting the person name or the place or the location or the date. For example, if you look at from this example, somebody is talking about Mark Zuckerberg is one of the founder of Facebook, and it's able to extract the entity from the field. Yeah, so let's take one more example, that it's a large blob data and it's able to extract location, person, term, date, condition, process, people, etc. and etc. from Wikipedia. So probably this process is being used across the industry to extract the different set of entity from the larger file. Keywords, as the name suggests, it's the process of extracting the relevant keywords from the text file or maybe any sort of unstructured data. In this example, if you look at here, order number, order, slow delivery, poor customer, and hours. What is context? As we learned about, context is the process of extracting the summary from the large text. So it's a process of extracting the headlines primarily. So it helps the person to go through the large, the large text or the large file to understand the context, but rather it will summarize. For example, if you took it here, the entire large this text, this is small things, the summary or the context is Alice and Bob visited the zoo and saw animals and the birds. So whenever you come across a large news or maybe the large text of the large size of the text, where you want to just have the context what people are talking about, or maybe the summary, context is a good component to apply from the NLP side. Yeah. Okay, so far you have learned a lot of things about NLP components from the business application sides. So I encourage you to think about what are the NLP use cases applicable in your area that you think could be automated using NLP. Thank you very much.